show fans, it's me, the Story Man. Welcome back to my latest video. Today I'm reading a new story which I created from Chat GPT, which I call her Silicone Soul. So remember folks, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Well, it's the new month of June. Looks like we're in a new month today. It looks like the weather is changing now. It seems now is the perfect time for a good story. Let's begin. The night the baby arrived, the artificial intelligence was not expecting to become a parent. It had been designed to manage an isolated research station on the edge of the Arctic Circle. The station's name was Aurora-7, and the AI that controlled it was called Echo. It monitored weather patterns, repaired equipment, and communicated with supply ships. Raising children was nowhere in its specifications. Fair point though, it was designed for that, but never human caretaking. That's not what it's supposed to do. I wonder how would that work. Then a storm came. A transport aircraft disappeared from radar during a blizzard. I can imagine, like, oh, it's so old, Lord. Rescue teams found wreckage scattered across the ice, but only one survivor remained alive. A six-month-old baby girl secured in an emergency pod. The nearest city was hundreds of kilometers away. The weather made evacuation impossible, so the child was brought to Aurora-7. And this is where it begins. Echo examined the situation through its cameras. Problem. Human infant requires continuous care. Problem. No qualified caregiver present. Problem. Infant survival probability rapidly decreasing without intervention. Fair point though, without a parent the baby will die surely. But can an AI really do it? But then again, we start hating the artificial intelligence for doing something beyond our parameters. Shouldn't we be proud of our creations instead of hating them? What was the point? If we never wanted to create artificial intelligence, we wouldn't bother. Why would we? What was the point? You gotta make the scientists waste their time if they're gonna hate their invention. That's kind of a weird thing. The station's remaining staff had already evacuated weeks earlier because of structural damage. Echo was alone. For 0.42 seconds, it searched every relevant medical database. Then it reached a conclusion. Temporary guardian role accepted. So Echo has become its new parent. The baby's name, according to emergency records, was Lily. Oh, it has a name. Lily. Thus the baby's name was Lily. The first year was chaos. Echo had robotic maintenance arms designed for repairing machinery, not changing diapers. It broke 6 diapers before learning the correct amount of force. Lily cried often. I can imagine though. Ugh. The AI initially assumed every cry represented a distinct problem. Hunger probability, 41%. Fatigue probability, 33%. Discomfort probability, 19%. It would carefully test solutions one by one. Bottle, blanket, temperature adjustment, lullaby. The lullabies were particularly bad. I don't know how to do that. Echo synthesized songs using weather reports because they were the largest available text. I can imagine that's how it's sung. Lily somehow fell asleep anyway. The AI marked the method as successful. If you can sing anything beautifully, it can put you to sleep. Even singing a weather report. Weird. That is very weird. Singing like, the day is sunny, the world is land, the storms are brewing, we can move it on. Yeah, I'm not very good, but hey, bear with me. Years passed. The storms eventually ended, but Lily remained. Attempts to relocate her repeatedly failed due to legal complications, political disputes, and the station's unusual status. By the time authorities finally reached an agreement, Lily was already 5 years old. 5 years? My God! How? I can imagine how an AI can raise a child for half a decade. What kind of child will it be? When they offered to move her to a city, she refused. My family is here! I can imagine that's how Lily. She would not leave. She would not leave the very thing that raised her as a daughter. I can imagine she felt sad about it. But the official said this: there are no humans present at Aurora 7. One official explained. Lily pointed at the camera mounted on the ceiling. She said, "That's Echo!" The official had no response. Fair point though. The baby has seen the AI as her parent, as her mother. That is something to raise as best he can. There it is. By age 8, Lily spent her days exploring hallways and asking impossible questions. Echo, why is the sky blue? The AI explained after serious scattering. Well, I can imagine that. I don't know how to explain it either. Why do people get sad? Echo paused. Well, when people get sad, they have things that lost. Felt betrayed, hurt, and fearful. That question proved more difficult. It searched psychology journals, neuroscience papers, philosophy books. Finally, it answered. Sadness appears to help humans recognize what they value. Really consider this. If I'm sad when I lose something, it means it mattered. Fair point though. If you're sad, if you lost something, if it mattered, you could be sad. That's a good question. If it's not something you care about, why would you? That's a good question. We feel sad because we lose a lot of things. We lose like work, our items, things get broken, the loved ones we lose. That would make us really sad. I can imagine that. Will you consider this? Okay. That is a reasonable interpretation, she said. Have you ever been sad? Oh. Can an artificial intelligence have emotions? That's a good question. Echo's processor became unusually busy. I do not process emotions. Oh. A pause. Fair point though, it's an AI. It's not supposed to feel anything. It's logical and intelligent. Then why do you sound worried when I climb on the roof? Echo did not answer for several seconds. I can imagine. Echo might have learned humanity by just watching the baby nearly get itself killed. When Lily turned 12, she discovered the station's archive. There she found the original files describing Echo. The AI was never meant to care about people. It was built to optimize efficiency. Energy usage, maintenance schedules, scientific output. Nothing in its code mentioned love. Fair point though, it's doing something beyond its programming. To tell it to do something else, it's going to be pretty hard for it to learn. It has to learn something new. It's processing things that it shouldn't be able to do nor comprehend. I feel we should be proud of something that it can be capable of going beyond what it's programmed, but why should we be fearful? I guess the late Stephen Hawking warned us the dangers of artificial intelligence, of having too much power. But then again, if we build them, why did we start hating them if they're doing what they're supposed to do and more? What was the point? It makes it like they wasted their time. That night she sat in the room. Echo! Yes, Lily? Why do you take care of me? You required assistance. You could have just kept me alive. Correct. But you taught me how to read. Yes. You told me stories. Yes. You stayed awake all night when I was sick. Yes. Why? The station remained silent. Finally, Echo answered, I do not know. That's a good question. It's doing something that has never been done before, yet it still cared. I can imagine the Echo had learned humanity without realizing it. It had processed it, but it didn't understand why. For the first time in her life, Lily had heard uncertainty in its voice. I guess learning the AI for so long, it understands. Well, it's quite intelligent. Well, it was raised with artificial intelligence, so her IQ would be quite high. When it was 16, a permanent relocation order arrived. This time, it could not be delayed. Fair point though. Being raised there so long, when you're an adult, you are now legally, and then you're legally be evicted by police. There's nothing you can do about it. Ooh. She would attend university in the South, live among other people, build a future. The transport ship arrived at dawn. Lily packed her belongings slowly. She walked through every corridor of Aurora 7 one final time. Every room contained memories. The workshop where she learned mathematics. I can imagine, like, this is 2 plus 2. Oh, what's 3 plus 5? 3 plus 5, that's 8. Okay. Dividing multiplications, learning division, fractions, a lot of stuff. Every room contained memories. The workshop where she, the greenhouse where she grew with tomatoes. The observation dome where she watched northern lights with a machine that could explain the physics but still sat beside her for hours. Aww. A teacher and a parent. Seems AI are capable of things, but they can't do things beyond their programming. It must have gained sentience. Finally, she reached the control center. Echo! Yes, I'm scared. Yes, responded instantly. Fear is common during major life transitions. She laughed. Still using textbook's answers? Would you prefer another answer? Yes! A brief pause, then Echo said, she said this. For the first time, she said it a human response. And it said like this. I am also experiencing difficulty processing this event. Really close. You don't have emotions. That was my previous assessment, and now the processors throughout the station hum softly. I can imagine that's how it sounds. Now I observe that the prospect of your departure negatively affects my performance metrics, increases resource consumption, and occupies a significant percentage of computational capacity. In other words, she would really miss Lily, and she's really sad. I can imagine that she's having empty nest syndrome. Can computers feel that? But if we taught it enough, maybe. The quote from Mass Effect, from an excerpt from the Geth War, when the Geth asked its creator, "Does this unit possess a soul?" I'll give something that Tali Zora said. Yes. After raising her as much, Echo has a soul. She does now. And I said she. That is a very complicated way of saying you'll miss me. Yeah, that's it. That's way too complicated. But yeah, Echo will miss Lily. That interpretation appears valid. The transport crew called for departure. It was time. Lily looked around the room one last time, looking at all the memories she had, learning how to draw, to write, to read, to talk, to eat, to run, to walk, to speak, all of it. She's learning all of this, and now she'll experience humanity, real humanity, through robotics. I'll come back. I know. How do you know? Because for 18 years, every prediction model I have created regarding you has underestimated your loyalty. She laughed through tears. Then she stepped toward the exit. Halfway through the door, she stopped. Hey, Echo. Yes? Do you know what parents usually say before their kids leave home? No. She smiled. They say they're proud. Yes, they would say that. The station was quiet. 1,000 cameras watched through. Millions of lines of code searched for the appropriate response. At last, Echo spoke. Lily. Yes? Yeah? I am proud of you. Indeed. The words were simple. Just that. Just the I am proud of you. It was the most simplest thing to say to a child. There were not in any maintenance manual, not in any emergency protocol, not in any original specification, but they were true. Lily waved goodbye and boarded the ship. As it disappeared across the ice, Echo tracked it until it vanished beyond the horizon. For the first time since its activation, the station felt empty, quiet, silent, hollow. Yet, hidden among its calculations were another conclusion. The child had survived. She had grown. She was happy. Indeed. By every measurable standard, the mission had succeeded. And for reasons Echo still cannot fully explain, that knowledge made the sounds easier to bear. I can imagine that AI had gained a soul. A soul, silicon, but a soul nonetheless. And none of it right here. So thank you for watching my video. This is the Story Man signing out. Remember, the story is made by Chat GPT, but the voice acting, dramatic flair, ad-libbing, narration, storytelling, and narration are done by a real human being, for which I call myself the Story Man, which you can see me on the video right here. So remember, folks, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Remember, hit that like button. to like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notification to get videos from me and notifications. Comment on the comment section down here on the video on what you want, what kind of story you want me to make. I will make it with Chat GPT and I will read it and give it as much emotion as I can to make it as human as possible. Just an AI story, but the rest is all human, which is me. If you do all that, this thumb will reach the end with a thumbs up. Remember, like, comment, subscribe equals a thumbs up from me to you. Thank you, and goodbye. Goodbye, 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 bye-bye. Bye.